Hello friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. Welcome back to yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and exciting content from the world of football. The Champions League night once again delivered. It was a crunch fixture in the quarterfinal between Manchester City and Bayern Munich, and a lot was at stake in this match. This was a match which proved to be one of the biggest, flops, if I would say so, because we expected Bayern Munich to actually come out of the blocks and create chances up against a mighty Manchester City, which was led by Erling Haaland. However, things were looking only like a one-way traffic. There was no point whatsoever in the game where Bayern Munich had a gilt-edged chance. There were moments of brilliance. However, we have to give credit to Pep Guardiola and his men because they stood to the task. They knew how to penetrate Bayern Munich's backline and ensure that they can create clear-cut chances. And this is how the first goal came. It was some sloppy mistake or defending by Jamal Musiala inside the edge of his own penalty box, and he was not tracking back enough in order to help out the defense. And that is exactly the place where a player like Rodri was playing for Manchester City, and he made no mistake by putting in a curler with his wrong foot, and it was 1-0 to Manchester City after 27 minutes. The most interesting point about this match was Manchester City's starting lineup, because John Stones was playing alongside Rodri in midfield. We have never seen Pep Guardiola usually have a three man at the back, and this was the case in this match because John Stones was playing like that free role midfielder who can go anywhere, who can drop, who can go advanced. And there were moments during the match where I felt that John Stones was caught out of position because obviously it is not his natural role in the team. And Bayern Munich were trying to create chances. I have to say that Thomas Tuchel was not able to get the message onto his players on the pitch, because every time Dyer Upamecano or Matthias De Ligt got the ball, they were only looking to switch the play in order to bring in Kingsley Coman and Leroy Sané into the game. And this was their only game plan. They were never penetrating through the middle of the pitch. They were always trying to stretch Manchester City's back line. And we know for sure that whenever Manchester City plays in a three man at the back, there is always more chance for inverted fullbacks. And we saw how important a player like Kyle Walker can be to this Manchester City setup, because whenever he goes and overlaps from the right hand side, that opens up the space for players such as Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne, who can put in those dangerous crosses, who can make those deep lying runs. And there is always a chance of making a decoy run, which always puts the defenders off guard. And once it was 1-0, I expected Manchester City to control the possession, calm things down, and ensure that they go again in the second half. And guess what happened in the second half? It was clearly one-way traffic. Bayern Munich were only able to come out of their box and create a transition whenever Manchester City's players were not in position. That is the only time they were looking dangerous. Yes, Kingsley Coman was quite brilliant. He showed flashes of brilliance. And on the right hand side, players such as Serge Gnabry was playing. It was quite surprising that Thomas Tuchel did not opt for Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting or Thomas Muller, who are much more experienced players to lead the line. He went in with Serge Gnabry, which was quite interesting to be honest. I expected Jamal Musiala along with Leon Goretzka to make those deep lying runs, and because they have that dribbling ability, so it is known fact that they would like to get possession of the ball and create loads of chances. However, Manchester City's pressing was top notch. They were winning most of the second balls, and whenever a player like Musiala got the ball, he was not allowed to turn. He was quickly closed down, and that put Bayern Munich off guard, because we know for a fact that this Manchester City team always creates a transition as soon as they get the ball. Their ball retention is good, and at the same time, their ball progression into the attacking third of the opponent is much better. And this is where players like Jack Grealish actually come to the fore, because they know exactly how to hold the width of the pitch, ensure that Bayern Munich's backline is stretched, and that would once again open up space for the fullback to overlap, and also for players such as Gundogan and De Bruyne to make those runs when no one expects. And it was a very good second goal, to be honest. Manchester City were dominating, they were knocking on the door. However, Bernardo Silva with a very well timed run into the penalty box and scoring a header past Jan Sommer, giving him no chance. It became 2-0 at that stage with still around 15 minutes to go, including stoppage time. And this is where I was expecting a player like Erling Haaland with that hunger, with that desire, and with that level of passion to come up with a goal in a such massive European Champions League night. And guess what? He put the icing on the cake. It was once again brilliant work, especially by Julian Alvarez, who came on as a second half substitute for Kevin De Bruyne. It was a very well timed run. He once again, cushioned the ball and kind of assisted it towards Erling Haaland, who made no chance to make it 3-0. It was game, set, and match. 3-0 in the first leg is, kind of a mauling, to be honest, because I never expected a 3-0 scoreline. It is quite flattering, to be honest, and I expected Bayern Munich to at least grab two goals, if not one. And this is where I feel that Thomas Tuchel got one of his tactic wrong, because he was playing with three men at the center of the pitch. However, he was not able to cope up with the defensive transition as well as the offensive transition of Manchester City. Most of their players were not able to get into second gear. They were not able to, penetrate Manchester City's backline, and even the likes of Sadio Mane came on in the second half and he was trying to create chances. However, nothing much happened, and I expected Bayern Munich to show some kind of response so that they have some positives to take away from this match. However, Pep Guardiola's men have proved that they are the real deal, and this season around, especially in the Champions League, they want to leave no stone unturned. And this is where Bayern Munich have to do their homework, because the next leg is not quite far away, and we would be expecting a jam-packed Allianz Arena where thousands of fans will be geared up. They would expect Bayern Munich to have a reaction. However, this Manchester City team just knows how to manage games, how to manage ties. Even though they're two-legged ties, they know how to defend deep, they know how to create a transition, and they have really strong, technically gifted players. Even Riyad Mahrez is on the bench, and he, along with Phil Foden, have had a massive impact whenever they have come off the bench. So, all in all, if you are a Manchester City fan, you should be buzzing with energy right now, because it was a massive performance. Most of their key players stood up for the night, and a 3-0 scoreline gives a huge advantage to Manchester City going into the Allianz Arena. So, guys, please let me know what are your thoughts about this match. Do you feel that Manchester City deserved a 3-0 victory, or do you think Bayern Munich were just quite shocking? They were not able to create gilt-edged chances in order to score goals from open play. I would love to know your thoughts. Please put them in the comment section. Who was your man of the match, and what are you expecting in the second leg? Please put it in the comments, and if you like this video, please do me a favor, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, because I'll be coming up with lots of content from the world of football. So until next time, stay safe and take care.